put Robert Shaw in there.
How did they not at least nominate him? That's crazy.
He had so much Shakespearean work that was respected, though.
Man.
He was so good, man.
Yeah, he really is.
And nobody was. I was watching that, like the scene where they're in the fucking, they're in the town hall and the mayor's talking, and Shaw just like scratches the board. There's not one fuckable person in that room. Did we talk about this on Friday?
Oh, yeah.
We did, right? They were all ugly. And it's like, now there's the obsession where, like, you know, Ethan Hawke would have to be in it. But they were all older and fucking 40 and average schlumps.
Yeah. And safe to say, they probably were a lot of locals. They just said, look, you want to be in this scene?
Right.
That's not funny. I don't think that's funny at all. That woman,
Is this payable by check?
By check?
But
or cash.
But now they're scared to use real people.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you'll look like the homeless guy instead of getting the homeless guy. Right?
Yeah, or they'll use just a good-looking actor instead of an ugly actor, which is enraging.
Sure. But I bet you a lot of those were town people. They said, look, you want to be in this scene?
That great fucking mayor suit.
Oh, the anchors on it?
Suit with the anchors. Oh, I'm on an island. I need a suit. He's got the dumb suit. Fucking great movie. Jesus.
I wish I could hear Robert Shaw sing the whole fucking song.
Oh, yeah.
And that speech, the Indianapolis scene.
Yeah, that's fucking
You
classic.
felt like you're on that
God.
fucking boat,
Classic.
didn't you?
So good.
You're like, wait, I'm on my couch, right? You really felt like, holy.
And he's smiling at one point, talking about something, and then he just gets all, like, fuck, that sucked.
You know what my favorite line in that was? Because it was such a weird way to do it. It's like, I just watched, like, what a brilliant actor choice he made. Goes, we realized no distress signal had been sent.
Having sent.
It was such a weird fucking way to go up.
How you deliver that line like that?
It's just, watch the way he delivers that line.
I say we play it.
No,
Watch part of it. Play part of it, yeah.
Let's play it. It's a great performance.
Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Lady. Just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb.
It's a bomb.
100 men went into the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer. You know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know was our bomb mission had been so secret. No distress signal had been sent.
What's that? It's such an odd. Had been sent.
How do you pick up on that?
Because it amazed me.
I've noticed that through the years.
Because
so,
as an actor, like an actor to do this monologue, like every actor looks for monologues. That's what you do. Like, this is a good one.
My favorite part so far is how he just flipped hit
the hat off
with his 2 fingers.
Yeah. It was fucking
Unfortunately, they went with a cutaway shot. I always thought this was a one-take job.
Oh, yeah, no.
He was such a drunk. They probably couldn't get anything in one take out of him.
Right?
Yeah, because the reaction shot, and then there's a reset, because now he's drinking a little coffee. But it's still, go back slightly.
But there was a fucking, no, the signal had been sent. And his mouth is open. And I'm just like, what an odd way to fucking take that line. Like, that's such a natural speech way to do it. I just watched it. I was like, oh, God,
Brilliance.
is he great.
You're watching Brilliance.
He was great.
Yeah.
No distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief. Sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups.
And then little music.
You know, it's kind of like old squares in a battle, like you see in a calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was, shark comes to the nearest man, that man he starts pounding and hollering and screaming. Sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
Like Steve
He
Blatter.
comes at you. You seem to be
What's that? He shakes his head disapproving while you're doing a bit. He stands there and he's giving you a jughead look.
And then you get your paycheck and you hear that awful high-pitched screaming and hollering.
Yeah, and they say, well, you were going to be there anyway, so we're only going to reimburse you a quarter of the expense.
Sometimes they reimburse you. Sometimes they don't reimburse you.
And I love how he drags his words. Like,
Yes.
he's going, I had a rolled over black. Like, he's just dragging his word. It's like one long word.
It
It's
works
so
with the accent.
good.
His voice itself is just great. He's got a very good, raspy, low voice to deliver a monologue like this. It's fucking great. Everything was great
Is he
about
hiding his accent by talking that way?
No.
I don't think he is.
Sounds very British.
He's got like that.
You think he still sounds very British?
Yeah.
Almost sounds like he's trying to sound a little American.
Sometimes you don't go away. Like, no, he just sounds like an old sea hand. I would do this wrong. Sometimes he doesn't go away. I would overdo it. Sometimes he goes away. Sometimes he doesn't. I would hit the table.
We got to get Rick Voss to do this one next time.
Oh, God.
Sometimes he doesn't.
You read, Quint?
You bob upside down, Herbie, from Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah. And
And then a big old PPJ came and picked us up. Oh, wait a minute. It's peanut butter and jelly. A PPY. Why would a peanut butter and jelly sandwich pick us up?
sometimes they reimburse you. Sometimes they don't reimburse you.
Did they reimburse you finally?
No.
What happened with that?
I mean, they won't.
They said it was over. Someone by the way, I went away. People thought I got suspended or something. I took my 3-day summer vacation. Thank you to SiriusXM. I really appreciate it. But before I left, they said they were going to call you. That was
Blatter,
a misunderstanding.
Oh, Gary had, or somebody called me and
They said
said
that's not right. That's a
so
misunderstanding.
it won't happen in the future. Gary says it won't happen in the future.
The future.
We can straighten this out. So maybe I misread too. I mean, I haven't talked to. I've avoided both.
How they made it sound was that was not right at all, and they were going to take care of the problem.
Okay. I've avoided anyone.
I didn't have a skin tag removed. Please.
It's still there.
How big was this skin tag?
It was a 3-inch skin tag that was irritating your thigh because it was dangling from your scrotum, and whenever you ran, it would rub.
Ow.
Sometimes the scrotum skin tag go away.
I went down to Diamond Beach. It was nice.
Did you tell how big it is? You measure from the taint to the top of your shaft.
Yeah, you measure from the taint to the knee, you divide it in half. That's how big it is.
What we didn't know, there was another skin tag lurking by our asshole.
I don't think I've ever had a skin tag.
You know how you can tell a skin tag looks like a hemorrhoid, but it's not on the asshole.
No doctor had been called.
They weren't even going to put ointment on it for a week.
A 3-inch skin tag would bleed a lot.
It's awful.
That would
Long
just bleed.
hurt, yeah.
That'd be like cutting a vein, right?
Cut it up like calamari.
Chewing it.
Between your front teeth. Yow.
I do feel very relaxed for my 3 days off. That was very nice of the company.
That's
really
good.
Really terrific. Thank you.
Do you like him in this movie, Robert Shaw?
He's great.
He was also in the original Pelham.
Yeah, he was
Tree.
great. He was the fucking bad guy.
He was great in
Yeah,
Pelham
he
1,
was
2,
good.
Tree.
Do you have the death penalty in New York? And they said, no, pity. And he electrocutes himself on the fucking third rail. Is that how Travolta did it? Or did he just do it on a massage table on the fucking the new Taking a Pelham 1, 2? Get out, put your fingers in my asshole. He was so over the...
What?
Is there any Taking a Pelham 1, 2?
I know. Isn't it cool? Oh, when he does that fucking over-the-top guy.
Robert Shaw.
Did you guys watch the making of Jaws? Someone is saying, and probably Ann would know, this part wasn't in the script. Rob in Pennsylvania, he says he went off on a drunken tangent. Spielberg made them keep rolling. That's why Dreyfuss had that shocked look. Because Dreyfuss was like, what the fuck is
Dreyfuss
this?
would have a shocked look.
Really?
But I don't
But
know.
Dreyfuss is
I'm never...
smart enough to realize, whoa, I got to react to
He
this.
might have improv
Instead of going,
something,
wait, this
but I have
isn't
no
in the
idea.
script.
Yeah, right? When
Imagine
you go
being
like,
that guy. Excuse
what's
me.
he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Script. Look, can we get the script girl here? Because this isn't in the script.
Does anyone know the answer to that? That would be.
You know what? It makes... I don't know. I read the book by Benchley. It's been many, many years. It is interesting to think if he didn't. This weird thing. There's one moment where it looks like he's about to say black, but he's about to say black, and he doesn't say. He doesn't say black. He says something else, and then he says black. Like he goes, lifeless eyes. Like he's about to say black, and he changes his mind and says lifeless, and then black. Black eyes like a doll.
That could also be just being a really good actor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But it was almost like he was just talking and about to say something, and they just kind of kept it because it was a slight imperfection.
The whole thing to be able to just deliver a speech like that.
You're telling me
with like a story.
I could do it.
Telling me
I've done it.
Here's more background info. On the first day of shooting, Robert Shaw was so drunk they couldn't use it.
Wow.
He was a notorious drunk, huh?
Yeah. And he was torturing Dreyfuss on the set because he didn't love Dreyfuss because he was the young fucking pukey actor with no stage experience. and Dreyfuss even, I saw part of the Jaws extras, and he goes that, Shaw had given one of the great Shakespearean performances of all time. He was a great Shakespearean actor.
25 greatest unscripted scenes in films.
Wow.
It's in there.
Let's see.
I've watched this before.
You haven't watched this before. You would have said that,
Come
liar.
on, Sam.
How long is this?
6.5 minutes.
That's all right, the 25 unscripted. How do we know they're unscripted?
Yeah, exactly. You're a liar.
Because YouTube said
Louis Beans!
Louis Beans. I hate Louis Beans. That's so funny. Louis Beans.
What is this guy saying, though? Is he...
Answer to Opie's question. The shark wasn't working, as we all know, and that's what makes this film so terrific. We were supposed to see the shark a hell of a lot
more,
we
right?
know that.
And Spielberg said, fuck, I got to shoot around this shitty shark.
Yeah.
And so they added the Robert Shaw part.
Wow, was that... Because it's a great... And then they start singing "Show Me the Way to Go Home." Man, I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Right. You don't need me to sing it.
So what does Robert Shaw just know everything about, like the Indianapolis and shark attacks, and off the top of his head the guy's name and Bozeman's mate for like that just
Herbie
seems like
from Cleveland,
Scott from
baseball
Cleveland.
player.
Oh.
Sounds like a made-up thing.
Does it?
And again, I could just be reaching. He's a British guy searching for like an American thing, and that Herbie, the baseball player from Cleveland.
That'd be.
Let me say hi to Scott. Scott, how do you know this to be true?
Well, I was on the Shark Week, which I watched all week like a loser. I was glued to my couch, but he didn't make it up off the top of his head. It was something that they were
maybe thinking of doing or
filler.
something.
Yeah, absolutely. They needed filler after that dumb shark wouldn't work, so they added that scene.
Well, they added, but he didn't make it up.
Imagine how shitty the movie probably would have been if that shark worked.
Oh God!
It probably would have been cartoony.
The shark worked. They just had a bunch of it. The shark's like fucking walking on land, singing with a top hat.
I still get fucking like annoyed at, even in moments in Jaws where they have the shark doing non-shark. I mean, they had to.
Non-sharky thing.
Like, the shark coming up. The shark just popping up on the boat or ramming.
Yeah.
A shark would never ram a boat.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I like it because it made the movie
shark.
good,
Yeah,
but the shark would never do
I didn't
that.
like when they went for the cutaway and had a real shark. Like,
Oh yeah,
That took me
with
out. That's one of the
cage.
only-
It's the shark cage footage. Yeah, there's actually a little midgety guy in a smaller shark cage off Australia, and they had sharks swimming around. It looked a lot bigger, but yeah, the real shark didn't look like the fake shark.
no, that was probably the only
You could
flaw
tell.
I see that bothers me a little bit.
Wow, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
The cutaway to the sharks underwater.
Meh.
Let's go back to the speech.
Go back to the speech. Sam, stop wrecking
Where you been?
everything.
I kind of liked it.
Distress signal has been sent.
Sure, no distress signal has been sent. Signal.
Sent. I'm just gonna do that all day.
Hurry from Cleveland.
Another thing I got to do all day.
Harvey, the baseball player, he had his hot Ted Scheckler from Cleveland. And, yes, he called Bill Tetley.
We went to the Emporium, picked up some sharking gear.
Seem to be living until he bites you, and those black eyes roll over white, and then then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red, and in spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all come in and they rip you to pieces.
It's describing Iraq at a steak dinner.
Nobody in that first run. Lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks. Maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men. They average 6 an hour. On Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland.
Herbie Robinson.
Baseball player. Bosun's mate. I thought he was asleep. Reached over to wake him up. Bobbed up and down in the water. It was like a kind of top. Upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper, Lockheed Ventura saw us. He swung in low and he saw us too. A young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper anyway. He saw us and he come in low and 3 hours later, a big fat PB
Can you
whack.
pause that even?
That was probably a shot. Had nothing to do with the movie.
Do you know how great that is? But what a great, young Lockheed pilot, even younger than Mr. Hooper. Like, to deliver that line, like, I could just watch this all fucking
And make
day.
it look so
Dude,
natural.
that's literally as naturally as we're speaking now.
Yeah,
but he did it take after fucking take.
You
Just
do that.
great. It's hard.
You do that.
It's hard.
The hardest thing is to look natural when you're being filmed.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult. That's nothing to him. He's just talking.
And this happens every fucking time. Guys, found this link. The monologue was scripted and even has wrong dates. It's always the case.
Of course. Ruin it, why don't you?
Yeah.
February the 22nd, 1910. It's through the Titanic.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Anthony from Queens. The scene was planned out that night. It was out the night before. It was not in the script.
See, yeah.
And Shaw was drunk off his ass for the entire scene. So.
He was for the whole movie. He was drunk. There were days they would not know. They said you never knew what you were going to get with him until you shot.
Wow.
Some days he was great. Some days he wasn't great. Some days his liver would roll over black.
What did he die of?
I don't know, actually.
I think he had a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how long after this? Because Take the
after
Pelham
the
1, 2,
Deep,
3
I
was
think.
earlier.
Yeah, I think he did the Deep. Didn't he do? Was he in the Deep?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the
And then that was it.
And the hat. He did the hat.
The hat.
Yes.
He did the hat.
So
He
he
put
only-
eggs in the hat.
He only lasts a couple more years, right?
What year did he die? 80.
The Deep was
78.
before 80.
He died in 78?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah.
3 years later.
Yeah, it was really
How old
quick
was he?
after that.
51.
Man.
Wait.
Wow.
Robert Shaw
We're looking at a 48-year-old
Oh
in that
my
scene.
was only 51
Oh
when he
my
died.
God.
But he was 48 in Jaws.
Oh my God! Come on.
No.
47, if you think when they're
47
filming it.
when they
you
film,
know?
probably.
Do you know, it's funny, I watched an interview
Get
with Robert
the
Shaw
fuck out of here.
from 1965, which was 10 years before Jaws. I watched it. Was very bad audio quality. It's like a really rare interview from the BBC. But he looks 30 years old. And I'm like, how the fuck is that only 10 years?
Yeah.
I guess he
that
had
was
a fucking
tough 10 years.
He was hitting that bottle, I guess, for 10 years.
Oh, man.
Holy fuck. Even the picture they're showing on the Wikipedia page, the black and white, he looks like he's fucking 50 at that point.
That's hilarious. That's old,
What year is that picture?
Old film.
71.
So
old
71
films.
is 8 years before he died, so he's like 42, 43 in that picture?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Something.
God damn, was he good, though. See, do you find him in the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 at all? Because he was so good, and Travolta was so awful in that role. How did Travolta do it? Like all crazy and
Yeah,
He was insane.
You know, it's sometimes when you die like that, though, it's like you're a legend. And if he would have lived to be older, trying to capitalize on that speech, and it's just not as much impact. He's talking about we were at the carnival on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, but
It stopped up at the top. We couldn't get down for an hour. My girl was screaming and hollering. Like, it's just not as... Doesn't have that fucking impact.
I dropped my cotton candy. Did you ever see cotton candy, Chief, when it falls out of a Ferris wheel? It tumbles end over end.
It just doesn't fucking hold the same...
Lands in the dirt.
But, I mean, another 10 years, he probably would have had some respectable roles.
Maybe.
I wonder what roles he
Yeah.
would have had that other people got, obviously, because Shaw wasn't around.
Maybe he'd have been weepy,
Oh, God. Yeah.
what's his name? Fucking, Batman.
Since there's not much else going on
you.
right now.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine. He could have been weepy Michael
Probably
Caine.
would have had a few of Michael Caine's roles
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Master Wayne, I tried to help you, Master Wayne, but I couldn't.
I couldn't. You're the best man.
Yes. Your fat-faced Maggie Gyllenhaal. She has fucking fat cheeks like a chipmunk cheeks. Katie Holmes was much hotter, even despite the sore on her lip.
The bat signal hadn't been sent.
All the police were underground, Chief. And they were trying not to laugh in Bain's face with his sleep apnea mask.
We're going to be saying everything like that
That's
today.
all I want to do is talk. I just want to go down the hall and talk. He said, I got it.
Speaking of which, where's a shark when you need us? Are we doing the rest of the monologue or what?
If you want.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I kind of like
Hey.
it. What do you think? Hit it.
I like when they start singing.
No reinforcement's been sent.
No, that was the time I was most frightened. Waiting for my turn.
Waiting for my check.
I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
Yes, you certainly did. Oh, very pleasant.
Yeah, it gets all nice.